Man, Shrewd News and Reviews, man. We back, man. We still alive. We still
Yeah,
alive, man.
yeah. Back from the hiatus to talk about D1 shaming and blaming rappers into doing the right thing. Now,
We got a good one for y'all today. We got a good one.
by now, y'all might have heard. Maybe y'all not familiar with D1. He's a relatively successful rapper, and he feels like Rick Ross, Meek Mill, Jim Jones should do better. Uh, I'll read a little bit from the TMZ article just to frame the story. D1 and Rick Ross have been engaged in a war of words on IG for days. This is all stemming from D1's open disapproval of Rose's new Shaq and Kobe collab with Meek Mill. D1, the Uno rapper as they refer to him, recently appeared on Sway's Universe where D called out Ross, Meek Mill, and Jim Jones for still glorifying killing people in their music after so many hip hop artists have been slain. Let's stop there. How did you react to that? His message.
Mm.
By now
I
you've
mean,
seen the video.
I'm a big Rick Ross fan, man. Meek Mill. I've been listening to them boys, you know.
Yeah.
But as I've been seeing these rappers dying, I gotta like, yeah, I wish they could kind of switch it up a little bit. I don't want to be hearing about. I want to be getting into my vibe, and I gotta hear about whacking somebody. Like I can understand that, but it's already in them. But I can feel where D1 coming from. To be honest with you, I can feel where he coming
Well,
from.
you know, art imitates life. Are niggas
Yeah,
not out here getting whacked?
yeah, they is
I
out here getting
mean,
whacked. Yeah.
this is kind of entertainment at the same time. I don't I is D1 only trying to tear down young, well, I don't know if you could call these guys young, but is D1 here to just tear down black males? Has he said
Mm.
anything about Robert De Niro and all these mob movies? Does he have a video about them, how they could be doing more? Or is you just concerned about black males trying to get a bag out here with their music? Is that? I mean, everybody,
Yeah.
this guy's a positive rapper, a teacher rapper, or whatever. Everybody's not on that.
Hold
They,
on.
you
Yeah, first, are you on that? Or are you do you call yourself a fan of the positive rap? Like, how do you feel about that whole movement?
know, I'm gonna be honest with you. How many D1 songs do you know? Have you taken an interest in this nigga? I don't want to answer a question with a question.
Yeah.
I more so am into more edgier music. Um, I don't really like positive rappers too much. It'd be some shit I hear now and then, but for the most part, not really. You know, not really. I don't know if it's
Got you.
I'm a product of my environment, but D1 to me, he comes off as, I don't want to make this an ad hominem type of thing because we could get to the substance of what he's saying, but honestly, if we're just talking about stylistically, like who needs to be telling who about music, D1 music ain't really hitting the mark like that. I've never really taken an interest in him. I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he talks. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not a big fan.
Mm,
Are you?
okay. Well, I'm a fan of what he's saying and how he's preaching positivity, but as far as his music, I'm
I don't
not
know. I
a
mean, look, I get preaching positivity, but I don't know if what he's doing is that positive. I respect his right to speak his truth, just like I respect Jim Jones's right to speak his truth. Rick Ross, Meek Mill, everybody has a different perspective, but I'm not really feeling his perspective either. I don't think people should be getting influence into whacking people and everything like that, but I don't really. He's telling people that God sent him to do this, and he's kind of pushing the whole Christianity thing. He was raised as a Catholic. I'm not really feeling that either. I don't think you need to be encouraging people to be locked into a mind prison like that either. I'm not feeling
Mm,
you,
okay.
But at the
Right.
same time, I just got a different perspective. But I don't like what he was saying with that either. I'm not subscribing to the whole Christianity thing. He up there
Right.
holding up a book that's telling slave masters how to treat their slave. telling slaves how to treat their masters. If you was able
Mm.
to chew the meat and spit the bone when it comes to that, you can't find no positive stuff that Rick Ross talking about, that Meek Mill be talking about. Meek Mill out here doing prison reform and stuff like that. And he did say he liked that part about it. So yeah, it's not perfect, just like the Bible ain't perfect. But you
Yeah.
pushing that, the Bible talking about talking donkeys and talking snakes, and they talking about unicorns and all of that. But we let you do your thing. So you need to have a little bit more grace, Mr. Christian man. You know, you don't need to tear
Yeah.
people down to build yourself up, because it's feeling like a clout move to me. Yeah, I don't really like the
Yeah.
way that it's coming off. It's like, it seems like you're using these people's name to kind of generate attention.
A
I don't
buzz,
know.
because
Yeah,
yeah.
and your approach was a little bit off, if I'm gonna be frank about it, because you could have been a little bit more. I don't know. I just don't like the approach. I don't think that that's gonna get people to listen to you. You called them, instead of OGs, he said they're DGs, disappointing grown-ups. You
Mm.
know, and it's like, damn,
Damn.
like you coming at people sideways, like Mr. Christian man. Like that ain't gonna get people to listen to your message.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
thought church was about no perfect style. Come as you are. You meeting people where they at. Jesus was with thieves and whores and stuff like that. Ain't that true? Ain't that the ones who got crucified right next to Jesus?
Mm.
So, he's doing it under the guise of I'm trying to encourage you to do better. It didn't come off. It off that well, you know what I'm saying, to everybody. Rick Ross has something to say about it. Let's see if we could get into his hear from the horse's mouth. Oh,
Hey
we
guys, this
gotta
is Dr.
listen to an
Benjamin
ad
Klein
first.
here
Hold on.
promoting men's health.
All
Just
right.
reminding all you men out there to get your regular health free.
Fuck all that. All right.
It's the OGs who I like to call DGs because they're disappointing grown-ups. That's what they are. It's the OGs in hip-hop. It's the ones that's 40-something years old. And, man, I hate when I see these gray-haired clout chasers who still talking about, and I send my young boys to come and wet your whole block up and da-da-da, and they still glorifying this. I look at with a Jim Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much to not be honest with you. Rick Ross, you could do better, brother. Meek Mill, you could do better, brother. I love you too much not to be honest with you. Are you the face of prison reform? Because are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Ross talking about getting somebody murked and shot at the red light? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? Because I did a shoe giveaway in my city and gave out 1,300 pairs of your shoes because they said reform underneath them. And I love that you partnered with a major shoe company and you out here pushing prison reform. But now I got to sit here like, man, this man glorifying getting people killed as of a week ago. Like, what are you doing, bro? Lil Snoop really got killed. That broke your heart. You wear him around your neck. Why are you glorifying the same thing when my best friend got killed? When Carl got killed, New Orleans know who I'm talking about. When Carl got killed, and I had to go to his funeral and read the eulogy and be part of the funeral, and I got back in my car, Sway, after the funeral, and I turned on my music, and I realized I'm listening to music that's glorifying the same stuff that just happened to my best friend. It gave me chills.
I mean, you
Mm.
gotta feel that to an extent. I
You
mean, I
gotta
really
feel
feel.
them.
I feel like rappers could do better too. Like
Yeah.
I feel that to an extent. You know,
I can't
I
knock
don't
them.
I don't know if this is gonna be what makes people do better, but you know, I can't say like the man wasn't making sense to some degree. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
hold on, man. So
They ain't got what Jim Jones said after that, though. Man, Jim Jones kind of went left field on the man.
he did kind of go left field on the man, dog.
On the
I'm trying.
Christian man, man. How you gonna like
Yeah, he he went crazy on him. I'm trying to
pull it
pull it
up?
up now. Yeah, because I'm having that issue where my whole DM coming up with the shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
ain't
just
trying to
feel
do
like
that.
with Jim Jones, and we gonna play it here, but I just feel like it's certain people. If he was a gangster or a street dude and came at you, free game, bro. When people ain't cut from that and they not on that, you need to handle them accordingly. You get what I'm saying? Because now it looks like now I'm looking at you crazy. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jim Jones did. He went left field. Like he was talking about his little cousin need to come see him or something like that.
Yeah,
That
man.
that wasn't the way to respond either, because there's real people out there that got issues with Jim Jones. You should get tough with them. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Don't get tough with the man who is on the positivity stuff, because that's not gonna look good. You feel me? You don't get points for bullying people who's not on that. And the man
Yeah.
is telling you that he's coming in peace. So that ain't a way to respond. But hey, people in that element, they don't always do what's logically sound. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with people who not operating on the same type of rules that you operate in. You know what I'm
Right.
trying to say?
Yeah. But like you said, I would much more rather Jim Jones had that energy for Whack 100. Have that energy for them dudes who had that energy with you, bro. Like,
I
that's
feel
what I'm
the same
saying.
way. I feel the I feel the same way, brother. Hold on. I want to pull it up. Damn, this shit.
Yeah.
I
Like your
can't hear
little
y'all.
cousin or your little nephew ain't, he ain't hear what he said. He ain't hear about these niggas talk about about how you the police and all of this, man. Come on, man.
They
Like,
don't want to talk with them, ain't it? I remember he had issues with True Life. They was giving him a hard time, Not to say he backing down from sucker. I done seen him, stand up in situations on that gangster shit too,
yeah,
Freddie
yeah.
Gibbs had a bad one messing with Jim Jones like that. So, you know,
Playing with John Jones' name, huh?
yeah, like he not the one to play with now. I ain't gonna act like, he just out here only giving it up for niggas like that. But Jim Jones had a point to an extent where he like, yo, you trying to use my name for fame, and my people ain't gonna understand that. They might want to do something to you. Jim Jones spoke about slapping a dread out of his head. It was
Yeah, it got ugly. It
it
got
got it
ugly.
got ugly. But I seen him get a lot of bad backlash from that.
Yeah, he should. He definitely should, man. He definitely should. We ain't in the time for that. Like, that man is speaking about trying to change the narrative on just what y'all saying, bro. Just what y'all talk about murking, and now you coming back with violence. It's just it don't make you look like a good citizen, dude. You know what I mean?
I don't think Jim Jones is out here trying to look like a good citizen. I think that ship has sailed a long time ago. Hold on. All right, let's hear what he had to say.
Really, really, really do a lot for the people.
Mm-hmm. He talked about lyrics.
I don't care about none of that.
Okay.
In real life, I do a lot for the people. Miss me with the rhetoric about what I do in my music. I get money off my music. Don't tell me how to make my dollars. You got to watch whose names you mentioning out here.
Mm-hmm.
You heard?
Yeah.
Because my little cousin might not like how you mention my name. You heard? And then he might want to slap a dread out your head just because he don't understand that you using my name for fame, and he don't understand that.
Yeah.
There's a certain way to go about certain things when you're using certain people's name. When you do certain things, it's a reaction for every action.
What's the best way?
Exactly. No, it ain't no best way to have a conversation. He got to see me when he see me now.
Okay.
You heard?
If he reached out,
he had the chance. He could have reached out. That avenue of talking to me is out.
That's out.
You heard? I had the same conversation with Farrakhan.
How did that go?
He summoned me for saying his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
If you know now what you're talking about, young man, let me school you to what you're doing. Well, yeah, it is music. So in a bit of music, you do get you get what you get, you heard? But we're still in the entertainment business. But miss me with the bullshit, you heard? When you see me, keep your hand down, you heard? Where you from, New Orleans? Don't play with me like that. People from New Orleans already called me, you heard? You preacher, get out of here.
I'm told to.
What was that, King?
He told.
Oh.
So we ain't gonna get into that. I just want to hear him out. We can snap on him.
Yeah, cool. No.
Look like he sell incense.
We got other things we could go. But listen, I'll say this.
He look like he sell chew sticks on 2/5 by the 4th train.
Come on, let's not do that. Come on, Jim.
Come on, Jim.
What I'm saying is, I'm glad you
addressed it. Bro, let's not even talk about him. I don't even know him.
Let's move on.
I don't really care about him. He's a figment of my imagination.
Well, let me say this.
People reprimanded for less. I promise you.
Yeah,
niggas will wrinkle your shirt for way less than that.
Yeah,
niggas put.
I will say he's been putting in work.
Niggas putting belt to ass for way less than that, my boy. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I think he went in. I don't think that ain't really helped Jim Jones. He didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? But he got his persona. That's his persona. He's sticking to it. But
you assaulting the man character. But the thing about it is, yeah, he didn't have to respond violently. I mean, nobody's really like gonna be mad at Jim Jones for doing that. I mean, you know what you're getting when you listen to Jim Jones music. Nobody's mad at Jim Jones because he didn't give away enough turkeys or something like that. I don't even think that those kind of remarks would hurt Jim Jones's brand, but it could. It's generating a lot of publicity, so it's just he feel like if you're gonna talk about me, you need to be talking about me in a positive way. I see both sides about that too, but I don't never advocate initiating violence against somebody. And if he does, I recommend that Dee-1 snitch. He should go to the authorities immediately. And I'm not saying be a snitch, but you already told from what they're saying. I don't know if that's true. I haven't independently confirmed that. And you a teacher, you a positive rapper. If the man try to hurt you, I mean, you might have to just get him out the way. I ain't advocating snitching either, but sometimes you got to get a nigga out the way. You ain't on that street stuff. You walking with the Lord, so you might have to get Jim Jones out the way. That's the only language niggas like him is gonna understand. You over here talking about Christian stuff. He talking about having his little cousin slap you. What? You need to get the authorities on that man pronto. That's my advice for Dee-1. How you feel about that, Bob?
I mean, in Dee-1 case, it says turn the other cheek in the Bible. So maybe, he ain't even studying none of that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how much in the word he living by. That's the thing about that Bible. It get tricky, man. It's just like the Bible, man. The Bible is tricky with stuff like that. God done punished the world, right? Because of what Adam and Eve did, right? The whole world punished after what they did. But Satan sinned in heaven. And he ain't cursed heaven, I remember when the Pharaoh had Moses people locked down, and Moses was on the let my people go type stuff, and God took all of the people of Egypt's firstborn child. He smited them because of something that the Pharaoh and Moses had going on. This story is unclear.
Yeah, so, all those stories. Listen, bro. Yeah, we got to be honest, dog.
Go ahead. Be honest with us.
All them stories can't be, it has to be, it's not. It's definitely an imagination, a figment of somebody.
All I'm trying to say, that's what Dee-1 out here pushing. That's his big story that he's pushing. So I'm like, man, I'm not feeling all of that stuff you talk about either, dog. If we want to be real about the situation. But just a little bit about Dee-1. He's hailing from New Orleans. It's from his Wikipedia page. He attended Audubon Montessori School. He went to a Montessori school. Okay. Through 8th grade, he was a star basketball player at Ben Franklin High School, as well as homecoming king. His senior year, he was raised Catholic. He began rapping while in college. Damn, you wait till college to start rapping? Okay. He began publicly performing while attending LSU. After graduating from LSU in 2008, he started teaching middle school math in Baton Rouge. He also said he was Fredo Bang's teacher on that Sway interview. Thought that was interesting if you care. By the end of 2008, he had released 3 mixtapes. One called It's Only the Beginning. Another one called Still We Rise and I Am Who I Am. And Dee-1 has been featured in national media outlets such as CNN, Billboard, and the Washington Post. And he's been in Louisiana newspapers and music magazines. So after 2 years of teaching, he resigned before 2010 to 2011 school year to focus on his music as a career. So there you go.
That's who he is.
Been out here, positive for the community. I ain't gonna completely just kick the man back in. He's doing good things. He got a message, but I don't know how much of his music we feeling. Maybe if he was talking about violence and that's another thing. He got on Rick Ross about talking about drug dealing. Listen, man, let people do what they want to do. If somebody want to do drugs out here, what's the problem with that? You don't believe in individual rights? People got to make decisions for themselves, especially if they ain't hurt nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
But the thing about it with me is, like somebody just got charged. A black dude got charged because of somebody. He gave somebody a pill and it had fentanyl in it, and he facing the life of giving somebody a drug. So yeah, like you got to be careful out here because
listen, with the fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
Did the drug dealer open his mouth and put it in there? Did he hold it?
Right.
Okay, so he was probably looking for it. And I don't know, but I would just have to know more about it. I can speak from my personal experience. It's people out there who know the pill was fake and they still ate it because they gremlins.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's just how it go. You might know it's a little fatty in there. You like, all right, I'm still finna do my little thug dizzle, and you kind of taking a gamble, you know. I want to see you go on a tirade about McDonald's. They killing more people than the fentanyl dealer, you know. So I mean, let's keep it consistent across the board now. Don't just tear down black men. Let's go after everybody, you know. But you know, we'll let our audience chime in on this, man. Where do y'all fall with the whole Dee-1 criticizing rappers thing? I thought, you know, I see both sides of it, but I ain't a big fan of Dee-1 either. Rap is an artistic expression. You know, it's hard to kind of like, you know, it's not exactly censorship, but you can't really dim people's light in that way. It's more important about what they doing in real life.
Yeah, that is too. But can you see in the state of the community? I guess that's where Dee-1 brought it in. Because of the state and the community and where we at as far as gun violence.
Listen, it's like what Rick Ross said. He said people were still getting killed when they release self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. You feel me? There's other ways to try to clean up the community into making positive rap albums, dog. Sometimes that's just entertainment. Some it's people who got 401k getting paid 6 figures a year, and they take care of their kids. But when they get in the whip, they want to listen to Rick Ross talk about dropping off a bag for somebody's head and drug dealing, even though they might understand that he's not doing that. That's what we want to listen to. That's where we come from. So we don't need you trying to be a helicopter parent to people out there. You know what I'm saying? It's people my age listening to Rick Ross. I'm about to be 40 soon. I could differentiate music from real life, nigga. You ain't. You know, so it's like I see both sides of it though, but y'all chime in on the comments, man.
Yeah,
if
man.
you like what you hear, man, go ahead and like and share, man. Subscribe to join the tribe. We need y'all out there. We back. Nigga had to take a little recess to get a CDL, but we back.
For real.
Back giving it up for the people, man.
For real, we're gonna be more consistent with y'all. But hey, man, listen, we trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, man. Y'all help us out, man, and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, especially if you made it this far, you might as well.
Straight up, man. Don't do yourself like that. Don't do your time like that. But hey, anything you want to tell them, Cap?
Stay shrewd.
For real.